Hello and welcome back to today's video. I have a couple off-ice videos planned for the entire summer because a lot of you have asked what kind of stuff you can do off-ice to improve certain elements, and then a lot of you have mentioned that depending on where you live, sometimes your rink shuts down, which I completely understand because I lived in North Dakota where a lot of the rinks did shut down for the summer. So these videos will be some off-ice exercises that anyone can do. I decided to film this on a very hot day, so this will be broken up into parts because it is really hot out and some of these exercises are harder than I anticipated. In today's video, we're going to be going over off-ice exercises that will help improve your sit spin on the ice. A lot of you have asked me how to get your sit spin lower. I've mentioned this in several of my videos. I love off-ice exercises. I talk about off-ice axle and doing 3 to 5 a day to get your axle or even strengthen your axle on the ice. I swear by that. And even with off-ice exercises, like as easy as practicing your spirals from a standstill or your sit spin position. So today's video, I'm going to go over sit spins and how to get to that 90-degree position, specifically talking about what it should feel like. I know when we're working on these things like our spins on the ice, it's really hard to concentrate on getting lower if you're thinking about a lot of different things like where your head should be, where your shoulders should be, where your body should be, all of that. And I think off ice is a really good way to slow it down. There's no, you get one shot at doing a spin. You can do multiple attempts and slow everything down to the very basics. So hopefully I cover that in today's video. I know there's so many more exercises that I could do. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. One major thing that I see skaters talking about online is the struggle with getting to the 90-degree position, and a lot of skaters will say they feel like they're low enough, but then when they review the footage, they're nowhere near 90 degrees. Here are some videos I'll put up on screen of what mine used to look like and what it looks like now. It was a journey because it really, truthfully, I think the true key to getting your sit spin to 90 degrees is to practice it and over again. Now, yes, you can argue that you can practice it wrong a million times and never fix it, and that is why today's video is hopefully going to help you think about what you should be feeling when you are doing the sit spin or what you should be feeling with the sit spin position, because a lot of skaters, like I'm showing here in the video, your butt will be higher than your knees, and a lot of us lean forward because that naturally in our head we think that's going to get us lower, but what you really want to think about is taking your butt and lowering it so you can tuck it under your knees. The first exercise we're going to start with is super simple. Anyone can do this, any skill level. You're just going to practice balancing on one foot. I am using a foam yoga block for this. You are going to stand on the leg that you spin with. So the leg that's on the ice while you are spinning, that is going to be on our foam block. And you are just going to practice having your arms come from out to the side to in front. And then when you step down, you're always going to practice that checkout. The purpose of this exercise is to find your balancing point, so this is a good way to practice where you have to balance everything on one foot to stay in the same spot. This is going to help you find the sweet spot of your rocker. This next exercise is going to help you find the 90-degree position, and it's also going to help you figure out what that is going to feel like. To start off, you're going to do a very low squat with both of your feet on the yoga block, and I want you to go all the way down as low as you can and hold it there for a few seconds. Then, maintaining the pressure that you have on your knees, I want you to slowly raise your butt up into a 90-degree position. So you're going to keep your upper body in the same position, you're going to keep your ankles bent in the same position, you're going to keep your knees in the same spot. Everything in the back is just going to slightly feel like it's being pulled upwards. If you have access to a balancing board, you can practice doing squats up and down and trying to maintain the same core position. You can also practice the squat where you go all the way down and then raise up into the 90-degree position. It does work better when you're on an even surface. I have a very uneven paved backyard, so this was a little bit difficult, but you can still do it. This next exercise is one that I learned from my physical therapist. It was specifically given to me for sit spins. The goal is to help strengthen your legs for the motion of going from the entrance of our sit spin and going all the way down into the 90-degree or lower position. And I know that can be really troublesome for a lot of skaters, and trust me, this exercise, yes, your legs are gonna hurt afterwards, but it really does work. It also strengthens your lower back and some of your hip muscles, so I highly recommend doing this if you want to work on getting lower into your sit spin or just strengthening that fluid motion of going into the sit spin. For this exercise, you will start with your feet together and then you will tap one foot forward and you'll tap the heel on the ground. Keeping your upper body straight, you're going to go down, then come up, and then you're going to tap it out to the back side, back together, and then you're going to cross it slightly under and tap it out to the other back side. You will continue doing this in sets of 5, and I recommend alternating legs because you do have forward and backward sit spins. This is going to feel really challenging, so don't push yourself too far at first. Work your way up, and the more you do it, the more comfortable you will get with the exercise. That last exercise is going to help us get warmed up for this next one. So we're not going to go into the full sit spin squat on the yoga block. You are going to go into a partial squat between the upright position and your 90-degree sit spin position. To avoid this from happening and get this to look more like this, there are a few exercises we're going to practice. I want you to essentially practice falling. So what you're going to do is go as low as you can, and then you are going to put your foot down and press all the way back up into the standing position. Next, we're essentially going to do the same thing, except instead of putting your foot on the ground, I want you to maintain that really low position and just bring the second foot onto the yoga block once you are finished to push up. Just like we practiced in an earlier exercise, and now instead of going all the way down to the ground, you are going to go down lower than the 90-degree position, but higher than being as low as this. This exercise is going to take more leg strength than going all the way down or staying in that neutral position that we worked on earlier. If those last few exercises were a little bit too advanced, but you'd still like to get comfortable with going all the way down and coming all the way back up, here is one that I definitely recommend. We're going to stand either on our yoga block or a balancing board, and you are going to push your foot down into the squat and slightly in front of you. So instead of having it right next to me, I'm going to put it in front of me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe so you can stay up to date. I will be posting more. I'm setting aside more time this summer because I do enjoy making long form content videos. A lot of you really enjoy my tutorials, so I'll be seeing a lot more of that. And leave a comment down below what kind of spins you're currently working on. Is sit spin something you've been struggling with? And let me know what type of off-ice exercises you would like to see in the future. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.